Welcome to the greatest podcast you've never heard of. We are WJWTAW. I am Mr. Mediocre.
He's fat!
He is Kollin. She is Super Marcey. And he is Batch. We got a fatal four-way tonight. And we just love to talk about wrestling. I fucked it up.
You did fuck it up, but it's
okay. We just want to talk about wrestling.
We have the original four on for the first time in the entirety of this podcast.
Yeah. Because originally it was you three, and then I came in because Marcy couldn't make it. Then I couldn't make it. Marcy was back. So now you got half the Tuesday podcast on here. So now this show's going to go straight downhill.
Yeah. You thought it was downhill before.
Since Mr. Mediocre leads off the show, I don't think it's ever going to get off the ground from Mediocre.
It's because Marcy and I used to host a podcast on Binge Media, the wrestling podcast, when they did the sports show.
Yeah.
When that was allowed to become a thing.
Yeah.
When Luke was there.
Yeah.
But now we're finally back talking wrestling on a podcast together. So.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
So, before we get into the subject of the night, we have a show next week. Night of Champions, and I want to talk about the card real quick because I'm not a fan of the Saudi, Jeddah, whatever shows. I always kind of feel like just cash grabs.
Blood Money 4!
Yeah.
This one's looking pretty good.
It is actually, and I kind of hate it that I'm going to be watching it.
I'm kind of mad.
Yeah, I don't want to watch it, but I'm going to be watching it. I'll be up at 4 a.m. or whatever the fuck it is to watch it.
Oh, I'm not going to watch it live. I'm just going to watch it.
It's in the afternoon. That's weird.
Yeah, it's... So like noon.
Yeah,
I'm watching it live.
I'm not.
That's the only time I'm going to be able to watch it live. It's fucking Carrie's birthday on.
Oh, it is
Night of Champions. So I'm just like, well, fuck. So I got to like pick in between, hanging out with my girlfriend for her birthday or watching Roman Reigns win the tag team titles.
You're gonna win tag titles. Well, let's start off with that match. We have Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa against Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens for the Universal Tag Team Undisputed whatever tag belts.
First time Sami's in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah. I actually, now that you say that, I'm kind of shocked he's going.
Well, apparently Syria is getting along with Saudi Arabia now. So
yeah, they're like going back into like the peace and shit like that.
Yeah,
like
there's talks and stuff. So I'm thinking if he's going there, there's got to be something good for him.
Oh, this is part of the peace treaty. Sami Zayn has to wrestle.
Yeah, part of it is like Sami Zayn gets to wrestle. But I was like, when they announced it, I was kind of like I was speaking to a friend about it, and they're like, oh, maybe this match won't take place because of where it is. And I'm like, oh, shit, you're right. But then I, looked into it, I'm like, oh, maybe because there's things changing. But I think the storyline where it's going is kind of obvious, but I don't want to be like, that's totally going to happen, because I was very wrong for Night 2 of WrestleMania.
Yeah. Well, what do you think's gonna happen though? What do you think's gonna happen?
So who do you got and why, Marcy?
Sammy and KO keep the titles because I think there's gonna be shit with Jimmy and Jay. You'd think.
Yes.
I mean, that's where it's kind of hinting and leading to. So if that doesn't happen, I'm gonna be very confused because it doesn't make sense storyline wise. But that's my.
How many belts can he hold? Right.
No,
all of them.
He's gonna look like the Ultimate Dragon here in a minute.
They're gonna revive the 24/7 title for him to carry.
They should give it to him.
Bring back the hardcore one too. Bring back the hardcore belt. Crash Holly style. Make him go around in like Chuck E. Cheese's and fucking all that shit and playgrounds and
just
defend that shit.
Have Tozawa pick it up, and he's the 24/7, and Roman just walks past him in the hall, and he just fucking Superman punches him and pins him, and then now he's got another belt. Doesn't mean anything. It's just another one for him to carry.
Done.
I subscribe to that. Batch, what do you think about that match?
Yeah, I think Sammy and Kev got it. It's interesting that Roman wants to go for the tag belts, but Solo Sikoa is the most protected guy in that company. They're making him seem like the biggest deal ever, so when he eventually does turn on Roman, that he's going to be like main eventer. Calling it right now.
Champ.
Why are they doing that, though? They shouldn't be doing that at all. Like, why is he so protected?
They're building a star. They're actually doing it for once.
Huh?
I mean, you look at Solo Sikoa, you look at Gunther / Walter, whatever you want to call him.
Yeah.
Walter.
These two guys, like, we haven't really seen them lose. Like, I know Solo did lose, but the way that they're portrayed and booked and whatever, like, they're setting these guys up as your next level, like, big heel main event guys. Like, it won't be for a couple of years, but it's happening.
They're building them right.
Sooner than you think.
It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be tight. I think Solo Sikoa is gonna be huge, but I don't know why they just protect him. Let him get his ass kicked.
I wish they would bring in Jacob Fatu into that faction.
Funny you should say that. So Roman Reigns made a comment that there's more family out there.
Yeah,
right.
Jacob Fatu just lost his belt to Matt Cardona.
Mm-hmm. He could be the Black Seed of the Bloodline.
Oh, okay. So there's been a lot of friction between Usos and Bloodline.
Mm-hmm.
We bring in Jacob Fatu.
Whose side is he on?
Well,
Dude,
he's
why
gonna
are
be with Sikoa and Roman Reigns now? They're gonna kind of oust. Now we're gonna get something along the lines of Wolfpack versus NWO. We're gonna have friction and then a split faction, and then they're gonna war against each other.
They bring in Jacob Fatu. Then you do a 6-man with the Bloodline versus the Usos and Rikishi.
Rikishi's a special guest referee. Special guest referee.
Bring in Sika. Have him be the special guest referee. Roman Reigns' father.
Yeah, that'd be tight.
That's a good idea.
Let Rikishi put his ass in Roman Reigns' face, please. I would love that.
That match just ends in the match ends in a double DQ, just schmoz. Like, they have to get referees just to separate everything. Then the Rock's theme hits, and they all stop fighting. And that's when you build Roman versus Rock right there.
Never gonna happen.
That would be so tight if it did happen, though. I would love to see that.
I do like The Rock as a personality on wrestling still, but I don't want to see him wrestle anymore. I do not want to see him bury younger talent for somebody who is the epitome of part-time.
Dude, I get you on that, 100%.
Having him show up and be a personality, sure.
I don't think he's going to be... I wouldn't think he's even going to be okay to watch. I think it would be like watching John Cena fight fucking Austin Theory.
I mean, that was still a pretty good match, though.
It was okay, but you could tell John Cena was fucking dead. He was hella tired by the end of that.
He's definitely not in ring shape anymore.
Black Adam lost $100 million. It did not work out, so he's coming back to wrestling sooner rather than later.
Yeah, but okay, the XFL's doing really fucking good, and he owns that.
Money on.
It's still a
fuck you money.
Bro, yeah, The Rock...
Shit, whether it lost $100 million, it wasn't his money.
Yeah, it was DC's money. He didn't give a fuck.
He went back to the Fast and the Furious, and he said he was done with that. So I think he's just trying to pivot.
So that's one that can't fail, and he's going to cash that check every single.
I would. Every single fucking person in that movie is cashing in a check.
Right.
Every single one. They should just put Triple H and Stone Cold Steve Austin in that shit now.
The only place that franchise can do to wrap it up is the only way that franchise has place that has not gone yet is time travel, and I'm not going to put it past it. They're going into space. They've already been to space.
That's where they should die. Isn't that where Critters died? Isn't that where Leprechaun died? Isn't that where everybody dies when they go to space? Jason died in space. I mean, dude, wrestling is gonna die in space. Like, I guarantee you, like, everything's gonna die. That's where shit goes to die, is space.
And it's the unwritten rule in that franchise: if you're the bad guy in one movie, you're part of the family in the next movie.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z did that when it was cool.
Sorry, Mersh. Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z was tight. I only watched like 3 episodes, but the episodes I did watch were pretty fucking tight. I'm not gonna lie.
260 some odd episodes. You only watched 3 of them?
Hadouken! Isn't that some shit from Dragon Ball Z?
No, Street Fighter, but okay, thanks for playing.
That's Kamehameha.
This is why you're on a wrestling podcast and not on an anime podcast.
Right.
That's coming next week.
Speaking of wrestling, by the way, in movies,
wrestling. How do you feel about AJ Styles and Seth Rollins for the inaugural World Heavyweight Champion?
I love that.
I'm split.
I think that's good. It's going to be a good match.
It's going to be fire.
Fantastic match, but who do you got and why? Because I'm very split.
See,
right?
Like, okay,
that says it all right there.
This is where my problem lies. First of all, okay, so this is a title that's meant to be on the Raw brand, but straight away after the draft, we're putting people from SmackDown in this tournament. So the fact that we have AJ in there being from SmackDown now doesn't make sense to me, and I think it should have been 2 Raw guys. But I don't have but if I'm gonna if I'm gonna see AJ Styles and Seth Rollins, like, I'm not gonna complain about that. But I can't see a SmackDown person getting that title and then moving everything over to Raw after they just did the whole thing. I don't know if that makes much sense. However,
thanks, Vince.
Seth Rollins may not be able to fully commit for a little bit because he is getting acting gigs and he's currently been filming is it Captain America World Order, New World Order, or whatever the fuck it's called?
Yeah, the new Captain America, yeah.
The new NWO. Bring.
Bow, 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 bow.
There we go.
Oh.
Anyway.
I mean, Seth Rollins, I think, has already shot it. Like, he doesn't have a large part in the movie, I don't think.
But
he's a villain?
I think
he did his part. I think he's done with it already.
But I think the thing, like, I don't know if it's like true or not, because he's filmed that. Like, there's potential that he's filming more stuff, but I don't know. But like, if I had to pick anyone, I would say he makes the most sense. So
Finn Balor.
AJ does deserve another world title run, though.
Sure.
Especially
AJ deserves it, but Seth Rollins is going to win that because he is very, very hot right now. Like, everyone loves Seth Rollins. But if he's going to be doing a bunch of acting and shit, I could see AJ Styles, like, they could probably just be like, oh, they're going to make the heavyweight title a floater like they do with, like, Brock Lesnar. Like, I know that Brock in the fucking draft is a floater. He can go wherever he wants. Yeah.
Like, they actually named a bunch of people on free agency, which defeats the fucking purpose.
Well, is AJ Styles is AJ Styles a free agent?
No, he was on SmackDown.
Him and the group got drafted to SmackDown.
Right.
Well, then he's fucking totally not going to win that fucking title at all. There's no
saying.
fucking reason. Yeah, then there you go.
I mean,
so if he wins the title, what do you do with the OC?
Yes, they come as a group.
Do you move them all to Raw after they got moved to SmackDown? Like, who the fuck?
This is why they either need to go all in on the draft,
or not at all,
or just not at all.
No, that's in Wembley.
This kind of half and half out shit is pointless. It makes it completely pointless, and it makes the water so muddy and the rules so convoluted. Nobody knows what the fuck happens. It's only a rule until it's inconvenient. Then they just kind of throw it out the window. Like, I know this is fake. Everyone knows it's fake. But, like, don't tell me it's fake. Like, follow your own rules.
I mean, there's no kayfabe anymore, dude. They never stick to that shit. AEW kind of does, but WWE it doesn't exist. In their world, there is no kayfabe. But I have been watching NXT, like old ass NXT, and that is really fucking good.
That was fantastic. Love that.
NXT had Attitude Era hot crowd every single show because they filmed most of their shows out of one location. It was Full Sail University, which was about 5,000 people. So you had a relatively small venue full of rabid wrestling fans that were just in it. And they could do no wrong. They had the stupidest gimmicks for the stupidest people. And every one of them, like Tyler Breeze, That was so
over.
dumb. It was Zulu,
but it was over,
and it was so good though. They had Ty Dillinger, my favorite NXT guy, who was in love with the number 10.
Yep.
And dude, the crowd would go buck wild on the number 10. He came out of the Royal Rumble at number 10, and the crowd lost their fucking mind. I did too.
He's finally gone back to that in AEW.
Oh,
I haven't gotten that far from what you're talking. I've only watched a little bit.
He never got the win. But dude, his music would hit, and he would come out and just throw the number 10s out. The crowd would go wild.
Dude, you know what it reminds me of, kind of like what you were just saying? It's like ECW. That's kind of what it reminds me of, just without the violence.
Yeah,
right?
But
not the blood.
The violence is needed, though.
But yeah, it was that. I don't want to say that hardcore wrestling fan, but like that driven wrestling fandom that was just so like, okay, for example, when you get to the Bayley matches, dude, the greatest thing I've ever seen in a wrestling match, and I'm talking like bar none, was an Iron Woman match between Bayley and Sasha Banks. And there was this little, I don't know, maybe 10-year-old girl in the front row, dressed just like Bayley, side pony, headband, had her shirt on, had a little toy belt. Lizzie was who it was, and she had her little toy belt, and out comes Bayley, her biggest fan, and they would like clink belts and hug and shit, and she was there like every week. Well, she was there at this takeover show, and Sasha Banks beats the piss out of Bayley, throws her into the entrance, the whatever that thing's called, like the Titantron thing.
The barricade?
No, like the screen. And then while she's walking back to the ring, gets right in Lizzie's face and steals the headband off of her head. Puts it on and dances around the ring, and the little girl starts crying. She takes the headband off and throws it back at her, and Bayley gets counted out for a fall. And the crowd blows her up. I'm talking, the boos were deafening. She drew nuclear heat, and it was the greatest reaction I've ever seen in a wrestling ring. From a rookie developmental superstar. It was fantastic.
Been a while, but I do remember that.
It sounds so heroic. It sounds like a Rocky movie, man. It sounds so tight.
It really was.
I don't know why. I just got so pumped. It might because I'm so high.
But Raw was a show about wrestling. It was a movie that was like, it was like a wrestling movie.
Listen,
and NXT was a wrestling show, though. The wrestling was what was in front.
NXT was not important. NXT was not sports entertainment.
They didn't do your opening talk segments. They didn't do a lot of vignettes or backstage interviews. They had a wrestling show. And Raw has a show about wrestling.
Listen, I loved everything about what you just said. That's why I love wrestling. Bro, I remember when wrestling... Listen. You know why I love wrestling? Especially, like, Attitude Era or, like, anything. It used to tell a story. Even the matches told stories. Like, I could tell whenever I would watch fucking Triple H beat the shit out of Cactus Jack in a street fight, it still told a story. The dude was still getting his ass kicked by fucking Triple H, but he was still telling a fucking story. Like, Triple H was this evil motherfucker that was like gonna kill Mick Foley and put him out and all this shit. And it was just such a good. That's what I miss about wrestling. That is the one thing I miss so much about wrestling that made me happy.
If you're looking for wrestling telling the story, NXT is where it was. New Japan is where it's at. They don't.
Yes.
New Japan doesn't do promos or stories, like story-driven like segments. They do a wrestling match. Like Kenny Omega and Kazuchika Okada had a 3 wrestling match story arc over like 2-year time. That the whole story was, if Kenny Omega could hit his finisher, the match was over. And in 3 matches, he only hit it 1 time. And when he finally did, he won that match. because he lost one. He hour-long draw the second one, and he won the third one. And the third one was the only time he ever hit the One Wing Angel. So, like, their whole story was just about if Kenny Omega could hit his fucking move.
See, that's the shit I miss. Like, the hour-long Iron Man matches. Like, Bret Hart and Kurt Angle, like, shit like that. Like, doing shit like that. That shit was tight.
Iron Man matches need to be a spectacle. They need to be very rare, and they need to have the right people. You can't just put a regular hobo.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, they need to bring that shit back. Find those people.
In an Iron Man match. They're going to gas, and it's going to suck. You need to put a Kurt Angle and a Brock Lesnar in an Iron Man match.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I miss.
Which they did that Iron Man match on a random ass SmackDown, and it was one of the best matches ever. But like, you need those people to get like those kind of people that can go for an hour. It sucks.
What, Marcy? What? I heard that noise.
No, it's just agreeing with the SmackDown match of Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar. Why was that on a random SmackDown?
On a random ass SmackDown in like 2002 or something like that. Not on a pay-per-view. That could have headlined WrestleMania easily. And it was on free TV.
Was that Perk Angle? I think that was Perk Angle.
No, Perk Angle.
That was all TNA.
Yeah,
no,
was TNA.
It was when he was right before he left WWE. Like, right before he left WWE, he was Perk Angle, though.
No, he was Heavy Perk Angle.
Oh, this was 4 years before that. 3 or 4.
Perk Angle. I mean, TNA, Kurt Angle. I love Kurt Angle, but that's probably that's my favorite Kurt Angle, like, ever.
Oh God, no!
I just popped a bean. Like, that's good Kurt Angle.
Doing moonsaults off the cage and not landing.
Yeah, that shit.
Oh, that hard ass 6-sided ring.
Oh Jesus! Oh my God.
The Sextagon, isn't that what it was called? What was it called?
I remember their cage matches with the 6 sides of steel.
Yeah, and they had the X division was tight. I liked
the Ultimate
that.
X match.
Yeah, that was
have a whole episode.
Yeah,
goofy TNA ideas.
Dude, TNA had like every match on a pole. Like, every pole match I've ever seen was a TNA match.
I guarantee they had a dartboard, and they just started throwing ideas on it.
No, what they did, they just let fucking dumbass Vince Russo go around and be like, I'm gonna go ahead and do some pole matches. I'm gonna put your grandma on a pole. Didn't they have a grandma on a pole? That was WCW?
That was Judy Bagwell on a pole.
Judy Bagwell on a pole match.
Buff Bagwell's mom.
Yeah.
That shit's so fucking funny.
Impact is really good, and that doesn't get enough credit. We should actually do an episode where we watch an episode of Impact.
You know what we should watch? Mr. Nanny.
No,
that's what we need to watch.
No,
because it's got Hulk Hogan in it.
No one needs to watch that.
I will have you on, and we'll do that for the wrestling tapes. We'll do that for the next episode of the wrestling tapes. Here to here first will be Mr. Nanny.
Fine,
dude, I'm gonna come on that. There's a part I saw this the other day. I watched that shit the other day. Sorry, I'm so high. You
don't shut up.
We're never gonna get through this 6-match card.
I know. 4 more matches to go.
Well, one we can outright skip. It's Gunther versus Mustafa Ali, and
yeah.
There's just gonna be a red mist where he was standing, and Gunther walks out of Jeddah.
But is Mustafa gonna lose in Saudi Arabia?
Yeah,
right.
He's not from there. He's from Pakistan. He's not even from Pakistan. He's from Chicago, but he's not even Saudi. He's Pakistani in origin. So who cares? He's gonna get annihilated, and I don't even care.
The weird thing was,
it's gonna be so fucking funny.
The only way they could possibly make this worthwhile is because if they give him an ass whooping like he did to Ilya Dragunov,
yeah,
both times, he beat the fucking soul out of that man, and there was. If you haven't seen that match, Kollin, you need to, because there was nobody in attendance. This was the empty arena matches during COVID season.
Oh, I didn't watch that much in COVID.
The fuck out of this Russian guy, and not a soul saw it live. Like, he tattooed this fuck.
The weird thing is, I watched, like, most of Raw this week, or whenever it was.
Yeah.
And as they're, like, everyone's coming in for the Battle Royal for who's going to face Gunther, and I'm like, it's going to be Ali, and I don't know why I knew it was going to be him, and then it was him, and I'm like, I kind of get it, because he's, you know, meant to be this... I don't know what the fuck they're doing with him, but he's going to be left on the floor. And I don't know who that's going to benefit right now, but...
The way they build squash matches like that, it benefits absolutely nobody.
That's your push.
Yeah.
It does
benefits me.
Good because he chopped the soul out of this guy. It doesn't make Mustafa Ali... I mean, it was like when they did this to Ricochet. Ricochet won some match to get a shot at Brock Lesnar, and he got literally no offensive moves off, and Brock crushed him under a minute. I'm like, thanks for flying over here for 14 whatever the fuck hours. Like, that sucks.
He got murdered. Just like Mustafa Ali's gonna get murdered. The reason why they're putting on this match is for my entertainment. That's all they want from
I'll
this.
tell you what they're gonna do. He's gonna get his ass beat.
It's gonna be so funny.
We're not there yet. It's gonna be like 5 minutes of ass whooping. He's gonna like accidentally trip Gunther over the top rope and like hang him up. Then he's gonna have like a slight opening. He's gonna get a little bit of momentum, and then Gunther's gonna put him down, and then the match is over. That's gonna be the show.
I tend to agree that's probably going to be like that. So.
Like, it's probably going to be exactly like that, and no one's going to be shocked. Or it's going to be an absolute squash, which I hope they don't do, because that doesn't help anyone.
No.
So what that one? Oh, okay, speaking of squash match, Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes.
I don't...
Does anybody care anymore?
I don't...
No.
I don't care about the program. I want to see something actually good for Cody.
I want to talk about me!
So...
What do you want to talk about?
They kind of fucked up the last one in Puerto Rico. Like, that match felt like it was an audible.
Yeah.
When Brock decided to headbutt a turnbuckle and hardway the shit out of himself.
I think Brock just wanted to bleed because he was in He wanted to bleed because he was in Puerto Rico. And that's what you do when you wrestle in Puerto Rico. You bleed.
You're not wrong. The way they planned it out, though, I'm sorry, the way they acted out, that was the plan, but maybe not quite that hard.
Didn't somebody else bleed too?
I don't think
somebody recently bled that wasn't supposed. They weren't supposed to be bleeding.
The only one I can think of is Finn at WrestleMania.
Yeah, but that was like 13 staples in his head.
14. He's got the T-shirt now.
Oh, 14. Oh, okay.
Yeah, 14. I want that shirt. That shirt's so tight.
When he headbutted a flying ladder.
It was so tight. Oh, who was it? I don't know. I don't remember. I'll have to talk about it.
Like a boot to the mouth or something like that. That I don't know what she injured. I thought it was an errant boot hit her in the face and that fucked her up. But she's out right now.
Yeah, she's out. They don't even know what they're doing. I mean, why not just have...
Well, they have charismatic Liv Morgan and bland as fuck Raquel Gonzalez Rodriguez. I never remember which one it is now.
Why have they done this whole vacate the titles when they should have just had someone like Raquel...
Replace her.
Who would be like, I'll just defend it on my own.
Give Dana Brooke a chance.
Seriously.
Yes.
I don't know why they just didn't do like, okay, Raquel has to defend against Shayna and Ronda on her own. Kind of build her up as like having to do it by herself kind of thing. Even losing, like that's something. But this just, I don't know. Whatever they're doing, it's just like, are you guys serious? Like, fuck off.
That's my I have to go take a pee match. So...
Well, are they going to break up Shayna and Ronda and have them feud? I think that'd be a money program.
That would be a money program. What are they waiting for?
If anyone ever showed up on the card, they're never there.
True.
They have like one match.
Yeah.
I feel for Shayna. She deserves a lot better.
I'm going to tell you about this Cody match, though. Does anybody care about Cody Rhodes anymore?
To an extent.
Still no.
Yes, but
I don't care about this feud.
The feud's not really working for me. I felt like it was done and dusted in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, Cody's the number one babyface still on Raw, so
I just don't like. I hate him. Sorry,
Cody Rhodes
I just don't like
amazing heel.
Yeah.
But that's not what they don't need any more heels right now. So I can't wait for him to turn heel. When he was heel for the Bullet Club, or he was doing the Ring of Honor, where he had this ring made.
Yeah,
dude, that shit was great.
I think he would
this match.
If he starts getting the Cena heat, where like he's supposed to be a babyface crammed out of their throats, and they start booing him, then he can shift gears into what he was doing in AEW, the babyface that doesn't realize he's a heel. The whole crowd says he's a heel, but he's still Mr. Babyface.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
I thought that worked well for him.
So, I
just fucking hate Cody Rhodes. Sorry, I hate Cody Rhodes.
And I still don't understand why he dresses like Homelander.
Listen.
Why wouldn't you want to dress like Homelander?
Why? He builds this whole company, right? Builds this entire fucking wrestling company.
Yeah.
Builds it.
Sure.
And then leaves it.
Sure.
Yeah. Why?
He wants the belt.
WWE paid us some more, probably.
That's the only reason.
I mean,
that's it.
Probably not the only reason, but it's a big reason. And why not? He's gonna go back to AEW before he retires. There's no question.
He's not. He's not.
He is. He didn't leave on bad terms.
No.
It's not like he burned his bridges there. So whenever he's done doing the WWE thing, he'll probably take a little bit of time off, or maybe do like one last world tour, like hit New Japan, hit all those, hit Impact, hit whatever, and then he'll do another run in AEW.
I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just his story. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's because I'm higher. Maybe it's because the storyline is shit. But
like the storyline is kind of shit. Like
it's so bad.
Currently, yeah.
I really hope they remembered he's supposed to be feuding for the world title soon, because
that is Cody's belt.
It's supposed to be.
I don't know. What other?
So I think he's gonna win against Lesnar again. I don't care if he does or not.
You don't think he's gonna win in the street fight?
Is it a street fight?
It's a street fight.
Is it?
Yeah. Brock Lesnar, Cody Rhodes street fight.
Look, I'll pick Cody and just see what happens, but I don't know.
We get more Cowboy Brock then.
Woo! I would pick a feud with the title.
I mean, I'm gonna pick Brock because Brock's gonna fucking demolish his ass with a bulldozer or some shit. Like, that'd be tight. Run him over. That's street fight shit. Do that.
That Roman Reigns street fight was actually
that was
Cody
fucking
should
hilarious.
Cody should redo the flaming table spot with Brock.
Oh shit.
Jesus. What other couple of matches?
I still can't believe he did that. I can't believe he did the flaming table spot.
The last
it was awesome.
Match Bianca Belair and Asuka 2.
That's happening.
Don't see the point in running it back from WrestleMania.
Except now Asuka is a heel.
The storyline, which by the way, they forgot to. I forgot to tell you about the storyline. Asuka hit her with a prototype mist.
Oh, with the pepper or something.
Experimenting with pepper
or something
sauce.
Yeah,
like there was like pepper spray in it or something like that.
She got great mood as secret recipe.
It was like an alien. It just came out of her. But that's what the feud's about.
Yeah, I don't know.
I guess. This feels like a blow-off match for no reason.
I don't really want to see Asuka continue to lose, to be fair.
Yeah, yeah. Oh.
I'm right there with you. Like, but I don't see her losing this match. Not thinking it's going to happen here. I think she should have lost to WrestleMania because she's kind of been at that point where she's been on top for so long. Who the fuck else does she fight?
I mean, she just got her record though, so she can lose. So let her lose
sooner than later. But
she'll lose. I'm picking Asuka for this match.
You think?
No. Oh yeah, 100%.
I mean, I don't think there's a wrong answer here.
It wouldn't be the worst thing if they traded the belt back and forth a couple times just to really increase that rivalry.
Right.
Well, like I said the same thing about this at WrestleMania. It's like she's been on top for so long, and they're so bad at building other women up that who does she legitimately feud with that is a threat?
They've got a whole roster of females in NXT they can build up now. So
they absolutely could, but they haven't yet, and they still view NXT as minor league AAA teams that are not main roster superstars yet, for some reason. And yeah, you could have what's her name, Zoe Stark, and wait, did they bring up Perez? Something Perez, Roxy Perez?
I think so.
Yeah, she's on SmackDown, I think.
Like, she held the NXT belt for a hot minute. Like, she could easily feud. But I don't know.
Was there any other matches? I actually can't remember now.
That is all 6.
Oh, it was 6?
Hi.
Wait, I'm sorry. That's not even 6. I read it wrong. That's 5.
5.
There's only 5.
They only have 5?
Yeah. Yeah, but if you give AJ Styles and Seth Rollins a half an hour, you give... Well, I know the tag match is going to be a longer match because there's a lot more shenanigans.
Can we talk about that? What do you guys think is going to happen there? Do you think the Usos are going to turn?
I think Roman Reigns is going to oust him. And they're going to be like the odd men out. And they're going to and they're going to kind of like feud themselves.
I think it feels like they're leading to a turn, which I mentioned earlier. And I'd be really confused if that's not where it was leading to.
I mean, yeah, they're going to fight. Somebody's going to fight. I just want it to be... You know what? Oh, I just had a high idea. What if Roman and Solo do win those belts? And then Jay... And what if the fucking Usos go against Roman and fucking Solo?
That's what we're saying.
Oh, we were?
I think it'll be
against Roman and Solo.
I don't think
they're going to win those.
I think we'll get it'll become like a triple threat match after this with the Usos versus Roman and Solo versus Kevin and Sammy.
That's also a potential.
That sounds overbooked.
A little bit, but WWE does that.
Yeah.
Thanks, Vince.
They've done that in the past.
Yeah, I don't know. The whole storyline just kind of confuses me because, like, the fact that Cody lost at WrestleMania, you figured they would have some kind of plan in place for all of this, but it hasn't really felt like it's been thought out at all.
Right.
You know what I'm kind of thinking? Maybe they had more with this whole, like, Bray Wyatt, Uncle Howdy shit, and now that they're not doing anything right now and stuff like that, they had to do something else on the fly. Maybe that happened.
I don't think so.
No?
No, I do think... Boy, I think Bray Wyatt and stuff wouldn't have been involved in the main event picture at all.
Mm-hmm. No.
I think Bray Wyatt's over in WWE.
You think so?
So, I mean, when was the last time you saw him?
What's wrong with him? Honestly, like, what?
It's not booking. And I would be too. They brought him back.
I heard he was sick.
They gave him some weird match against LA Knight, and that's it.
He's such a creative person, and he knows what he wants to do. He knows what his character wants to be, and he wants to protect it at all costs, and they just give him the shit.
They give him the shittiest ideas. Like, he had that weird Mountain Dew glow light match.
Yeah, that was fucked up. What was that?
That was corporate sponsorship. That's what that was.
I was going to say, it was sponsorship.
Has anyone had that Mountain Dew? Was it good?
No.
It was alright.
It wasn't good. It was alright.
I don't think it made it out here, guys.
Well, do you like grape soda?
I'll send you some.
Thank you.
It's a Mountain Dew grape soda, and it's if you like grape soda, it's not good, because you just want good grape soda.
Grape soda, yeah.
Right. It's not good.
Yeah, I don't know.
But if you're listening, Mountain Dew.
I mean, I always take, dirt sheets and whatever with a grain of salt. But the last thing I had heard was that Bray's been given a different writer. So I don't know, that was like a few weeks ago. But Look, I'm not in creative, but I would have somebody there for fucking continuity and shit, and being like, wait, you can't put this in because you've kind of established this last week. Because I feel like that's missing a lot. And that definitely is missing with what he does. Like, he knows what he wants. They're not... I don't know if they think it's too much for the product, but just let him roll with it, for fuck's sake.
I'm not for giving your wrestlers creative freedom, because that leads to disaster. But in certain cases, maybe you should let them give you a little bit more input than normal. And Bray Wyatt is one of those... He's one of the very few wrestlers that has story involved. Like, The Undertaker had a lot of... Kane had a lot of lore and story to them. And that doesn't happen ever. Stone Cold didn't really have that. The Rock didn't really have that.
Don't talk shit about Stone Cold.
That's not a bad thing. Okay. That's not a bad thing. But like The Undertaker had it was his brother, and Undertaker's family had a funeral parlor, and The Undertaker burned it down, and that's why Kane is all burnt up. It's like goofy shit like that. Which is, Stone Cold was just a redneck from Texas who likes to whoop ass. You don't need a lot of story, but it works. With The Undertaker, with Kane, with Bray Wyatt, you have a lot of backstory like that. And if you want this character to work, and that character will fucking work, you have to respect that and take that into on account, and not have them have random-ass blacklight matches against LA Knight. Maybe you shouldn't have him as an indestructible zombie Jason Voorhees monster in a Hell in a Cell match with Sin Cara lighting against... Seth Rollins and have him
that was still the fucking stupidest shit ever.
That was the epitome of they booked themselves into a fucking corner and didn't know where to go. So they just had that weird, we're gonna have a ref stoppage and a no rules Hell in a Cell match? That ref should be in the corner on a chair waiting for a pin to be counted. Other than that, don't even talk to anyone. Like, get out of the fucking way.
Agree.
Yeah.
Ugh. I don't understand. Wrestling is not this hard. Why do they have to
shouldn't be, but it is.
Ugh. Anyway, that's the whole fucking Saudi card.
Let's talk Double or Nothing. That's coming up.
I haven't watched hardly any of AEW. I don't even know who's at Double or Nothing.
The only thing I know about is that MJF thing and the fucking Blackpool Combat Club and who is it, the fucking Elite? That's gonna be hard as fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Blackpool Combat Club against the Elite?
Yeah, it's gonna be hard. I'm gonna get
it in an Anarchy in the Arena match, so it's gonna be falls take place anywhere, big wackiness, all that kind of stuff.
Moxley's head's gonna fall. Like, he's gonna get decapitated or scalped or some shit.
Yes.
Like, that's what's gonna happen to John Moxley
What's the card so far?
Okay, so starting off, TNT Championship ladder match, Wardlow versus Christian Cage. So Christian's going to try and get Wardlow over.
That's pretty much what that'll be, yeah.
Yeah.
Should be good, though.
And that's a good spot for Christian, like, to get the young guys over.
Yeah.
And he's got Luchasaurus as his heavy.
Luchasaurus. Oh,
Luchasaurus.
I love Luchasaurus so much.
AKA Evil Lizard Kane.
Yeah, for real.
I'm okay with that. Like, that works.
I feel like if there was a human form of Gaiku Kaiju, it would be Luchasaurus.
It is Luchasaurus. He does have a master's degree, so.
Apparently, I saw it. The weirdest thing, though, not to interrupt you, but the weirdest thing is I saw on Twitch is Evil Uno has AEW Arcade.
Yeah.
Have you watched this at all?
Oh, yeah.
They had one episode, they had Orange Cassidy against Luchasaurus in a chess match.
Yeah.
Sick.
And Luchasaurus had his mask and his glasses on.
Oh my god, yes!
They both sat there and had their chess game. No words, no one was saying anything, Jesus Christ. And Orange Cassidy was kind of being his nonchalant with his aviators, and he would lean forward, make his move, lean back.
I need to see this.
It's good.
Yeah, I need to watch this. Oh, we can watch it when we're done.
Every Tuesday they do it. At and it's during the day. It's at like noon.
That's great.
Speaking of Orange Cassidy, the AEW International Championship Blackjack Battle Royal. So he's defending the title in a Battle Royal.
Uh-huh. Interesting.
So everyone gets to wrestle. I would put it on Miro. I'd have Miro come back and just beat the shit out of Orange Cassidy and try and make the International Championship mean something.
Miro.
Oh, I love Rusev.
Then we got Taya Valkyrie versus Jade Cargill for the TNT Championship.
Mayor, do you give a fuck about Taya Valkyrie?
I love Taya Valkyrie. She's awesome.
I don't know that. I don't know her.
That's John Morrison's wife.
John Morrison's wife. She had a really shitty run in WWE, where she was what
Frankie Cargill.
Yeah. No, that's not it.
Frankie Monet.
That's it.
Yeah.
It was shitty. It was super shitty. Nobody cared about this character. I mean, there was no point for her to be in an NXT.
Yeah. No,
she's been around for a hot minute. She's not new.
They just need to let her be La Loca. And I don't know if she'll break the streak of Jade Cargill, because I think Sasha Banks is going to be the one that breaks the streak for Jade Cargill.
I hate undefeated streaks. I fucking hate undefeated streaks. They need to fucking just have her lose.
Goldberg.
That's exactly the reason why. Because I fucking hate that.
AEW Women's Championship, Jamie Hayter versus Toni Storm. That should be a good match.
That's going to be tight. I'm going to pick Jamie Hayter for that because that's my girl. God, I love that girl.
No, I'm going to say Toni Storm because I stick with my Aussie pals.
Oh,
so she's biased.
Yes.
I mean, I would have picked her too, but
I don't think there's a wrong answer in that match.
No.
It's Jamie Hayter. Come on.
Yeah. I think they'll get some shenanigans from the Outcast or whatever they call them.
Oh, definitely.
Wasn't that like Ruby Riott and
Paige? Saraya.
Paige, yeah.
Paige Saraya.
Paige.
She's back there. Look, there's Paige.
Mrs. Christmas Camel Toe, as we call her.
She is the Christmas Camel Toe.
Is she? That's tight.
Yeah, go back and watch or listen to the To Be Tuesdays podcast episode where we did Santa's Little Helper with
with her, the Miz and her.
Yeah,
and that's so tight.
And that started not safe for work content for her. You ain't got to go far.
Yeah.
AEW World Tag Team Championship, FTR versus Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett, with Mark Briscoe as the referee.
I hate Jeff Jarrett. Why is Jeff Jarrett
wrestling in 2023?
I don't wrestle, and I'm not saying Jeff Jarrett is still in relative competent ring shape. But why the fuck is he wrestling for a title match?
He's Ric Flair's fucking age, isn't he? Is he like 93?
This is their second title feud because they just finished feuding with the Acclaimed over the titles.
Oh my god, the Acclaimed. Scissor me, daddy ass.
Scissor me.
That's going to be an interesting match when that happens. Scissor guys.
The Acclaimed.
I'm stoned.
Anthony Gordon?
You're stoned. The Acclaimed versus House of Black for the trios title. That's going to be a good match.
Oh shit! Who's the third in?
Billy Gunn.
Billy Gunn.
Daddy ass, bitch.
Daddy ass.
But wait, we're gonna complain about Daddy ass, or we're gonna complain about Jeff Jarrett. But Daddy ass is gonna compete for a fucking tag title, trios title.
Hang on, it's not a world title. If Daddy ass competed for the world title, I'd be kind of upset.
All right,
something like this, and with the fact that like he's been with them for quite some time, like if they won that, I'd be fine with it.
But that's a tag belt, though. If Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal, and who's the third guy? The not so great Khali.
Oh yeah, Saddam Singh.
Sucks. If those guys won the trio spec, fine. That's fine. But if Jeff Jarrett wins the fucking world title, throw it in the garbage. Like,
garbage.
Fucking threw in the garbage. He's a fine wrestler. He's a great character. He's got lineage, and he draws a lot of heat because he's a cock. But I don't want to ever see him as a world champion ever again. It's like, I don't ever want to see Ric Flair wrestle again. But, like, not to mention, be a world champion ever again.
I think it's a lock for FTR in this match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope so.
That leaves us with the AEW World Championship, the pillars of Jungle Boy Jack Perry, MJF, Darby Allin, and Sammy Guevara.
I can't imagine MJF loses this.
No.
Yeah, I think that
No, he's not losing.
Again, I mean, Jack Perry's good. Already blanked. Who else did you say? Darby Allin.
Darby and Sammy.
And Sammy
Guevara. Like, I like all three of those guys. I think they're great, but are they good enough to be your world champion? Are they good enough to carry your company? I had hesitance on MJF, really. He's a great character, but when it comes down to putting on the main event, I didn't think he really had that much, but, he proved me wrong. Mm-hmm. I don't think those guys are good enough as a character or a wrestler to carry a company.
I think Jingle Boy's going heel.
Jingle Boy.
Jingle Boy?
Jingle Boy, Jack Perry.
Jingle
That's the name of the episode.
Jingle Boy.
Jingle Boy.
Jingle Boy.
That's the ultimate heel move, too, because he has to lean into it. Like, don't call me Jingle Boy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a nugget.
Fuck you, Jeff Jarrett.
Babyface. How could he? I don't think that guy could pull heel off.
He pulled the tights on AEW last week and won.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, from what I've seen, like, I think that could be the direction they're going with good old Jingle Bells Boy, but,
Jingle Boy.
We'll see.
Hashtag Jingle Boy.
Hashtag Jingle Boy. I'll put that right now. That's hilarious.
Watch him block you.
Hashtag Jingle Boy.
Is that gonna be the name of this episode?
Yeah, that's the name of this episode. I'll remember that when I edit tomorrow night. Fuck. I just think Darby Allin, if he doesn't win, he's done. I think he's about to go do a movie or some shit.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, Darby Allin's in a movie or doing some shit like that.
Probably
he's on the
soon to Tubi.
He's on the
right.
He's on the new season of Jackass.
Right. The Crow. Freddie just wants to talk about wrestling.
It's
just let him
his birthday
go.
today as we're recording.
Happy birthday, Freddie.
Happy birthday to you.
Aww.
I'm not talking about you, Mersh. You're like 100 already, so shut up.
Boy, yeah, we'll finish up soon, Bubby. Oh,
Carrie's birthday is next week. Next Saturday, so we're gonna have to record at a different time.
Well, should we wrap this up, boys?
Yeah, I'm done. I'm cashed out. I'm way too high for this.
You're way too high. Well, that was the show, everybody.
That was a good show, everybody. I loved that shit.
Before we go home, let's plug your shit. Marcy, where can we find you?
Yes, you can find me not being ridiculously stoned on every podcast I'm on. Maybe. Check me out at Shut up. Check me out at supermarcey.com and just look up Super Marcey. You pretty much find me wherever you want to look. Yes, I do.
Google Super Marcey.
Yeah, supermarcey.com. But yeah, it's the home of the Super Network where we run podcasts. You can hear me and Batch every week on a Tuesday. If you want to listen to it on a Tuesday, we watch random shit on Tubi. It is a free streaming service. You pay no money to watch the movies. And
it could be the weirdest podcast you will ever listen to.
Yes, it's either the weirdest or the greatest or something.
Or both.
Or both at the same time.
Yeah.
I always forget whatever I'm meant to be plugging for myself, so yeah, pretty much just look up the Tubi Tuesdays podcast or Super Marcey and we're good to roll.
Well, Batch, follow that up. Where can we find your stuff at?
I can find us on WebTales, the Spider-Man podcast, part of the Pop4D network. Also follow us on Pop4D on the Facebooks, as well as the Tubi Tuesday podcast on the Super Network.
Excellent.
Ty?
Kollin, where can we find you at?
Well, you can find me on stoned on every podcast that I'm on.
No.
Yes.
No shit.
Shut up, Marcy. Don't dig at me like that. You want to start some heat and shit? Let's go.
Got a promo.
Fuck. I will. Oh my god. I will swim to Australia. I'll beat the shit out of some kangaroos.
I will own you in cutting a promo.
Listen, I'll fucking
too close to our microphones.
Yes.
I'll fucking kill some kangaroos to get to you. All right. Don't make me fucking.
Dude, you're not gonna,
anyway.
there's not going to be any of you left after one kangaroo.
Oh, dude, I saw a buff-ass kangaroo on TikTok the other day, and I about fucking shit my pants.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Bro,
you can find...
Bro, what do you bench, bro? What do you bench, bro?
You can find me on Trash Panda Podcast every Thursday. TrashPandaPodcast.com. Twitter, I'm all over the place. Just fucking find me. And do I plug anything else? No, I don't plug anything else.
All right. I had a thought though. You know, we got Super Marcey and Batch, and you're just Kollin. You need to be like Constable Kollin.
No, I'm confident, bro. I'm confident Kollin with a K.
Well, confident Kollin. Okay.
Confident Kollin.
You need one of those.
Like,
you need one of those
Yeah.
robes. You need like a sequin robe that says
Yes!
confident Kollin on the
Yes!
back.
I was thinking
And
like
it needs to be white.
Yes.
You need a
Bro,
Ric
you wanna
Flair
know the
style
best?
robe.
Okay. But before we go, I'm going to end this with like one of the... Okay. So we are going to do Trash Panda Podcast Uncensored for 5 episodes. This is going to be the most awful shit you probably ever heard. If you've ever heard the...
censored now.
No, I mean like Gots just gave me the reins to do whatever the fuck I want. So
you want to get you guys?
If you listen, you're coming on one of those episodes. I want you on one of my episodes.
The shit out of this show.
Thank you. Let's do that. Me and you. The next. Okay, but you have to do it in studio.
I'm out then.
Don't be like that, bro.
I ain't driving to Gots's house. I hate.
I'll come pick you up, bro.
You pick me up out of a helicopter.
Dude, we have to. The studio's upstairs now, and it's really nice. I promise.
Unless you move his fucking house, I don't care what floor you do it on. It's where his house is.
Bruh.
His house.
All right, fine. Deal. Okay, as long as we can get canceled. 2, so he's doing that. Anyway, I totally am baked, and I forgot what I was going to say, so don't worry about it. Wrap up this show before I just keep going.
I'm going to call you Constable Kollin from now on. I think that sounds fun.
Confident Kollin, bro.
Confident Kollin.
Confident Kollin with a K.
Like
Constable. I'm not.
It feels like it counts.
All right.
Does
I
it?
need a good wrestling name. I need a good wrestling name. It's got to do something with my toe, though. We need to do something with that.
He sent me a picture of his foot before they chopped it in half, and he looks like Sloth from the Goonies.
Bruh.
I can't imagine what it looks like now, but I'm very interested.
Well, just wait for Trash Panda Podcast this Thursday, because you guys are going to hear all about it if you listen to that episode.
We'll talk about this after, but
one less toe, Kollin.
That's right. I'm gonna
you
cut a
should have done
promo.
live for the podcast.
Hopping.
That's what I'm saying.
He's the total package. There it is.
That's great.
Cut it on that.
All right, fine. So, good lord. Anyway, I'm Mr. Mediocre. He is Kollin. He is Batch. She is Super Marcey. And we just wanted to talk about wrestling. Good night.
Boom.